Ah, the Elder Scrolls. God knows how much time I spent on that series, and whoever listened to Slot Radio back in the day surely remembers how I nearly drove poor Josiah insane with my constant nagging about Oblivion. The nagging was justified though. The fantasy world in Oblivion is so ridiculously well developed and huge that you can spend hundreds of hours just faffing about and exploring, completing quests and whatnot. The 5th entry of the series is on its way, but for you guys who still need that fix, I can definitely recommend German-developed Nehrim. For whoever played Oblivion, this will probably look very familiar. The game is actually a total conversion, a mod that uses Oblivion as its base, cannibalizing its assets and turning them into a whole new experience. Everything is new. A new leveling system, new races, new skills, new music, and hundreds of new quests. Everything in a world even bigger than Zero Deal and Oblivion. On top of that, there's full voice acting. In German. Bummer for you guys, I guess, even though I happen to enjoy listening to the soothing language of the gods. The in-game text is available in English for you non-German speakers out there though, so don't fret. Ah, but alright, everything's not new, at least not graphically. Sure, AI have created a ton of new textures and models, but a lot is also recycled from Oblivion. After all, why make a new Claymore when Bethesda's already created a perfectly usable one, right? The world is what counts, and it's incredibly detailed and enormous. And contrary to vanilla Oblivion, there's also actual incentive to explore, since everything is carefully hand-placed, and more or less all dungeons feel unique and interesting. The game world itself is imaginative and well made, but the names of the regions could have used some work. The North Realm, the Middle Realm, and the South Realm. I mean, come on! To the west lies the land of Triomar. At least you came up with a real name for that one. It's a minor gripe to be sure, but still, they could have used a bit of work. Magic in the world of Nehrim is limited to a few chosen ones, to whom you, of course, belong. You have to watch out in the beginning though, as the leader of the Middle Realm, Baratheon, has banned the use of magic and has installed magic-fueled magic detectors in every city throughout his realm, to make sure that ban is upheld. Magic, magic, magic. It's almost annoying at times that it can be difficult to know where the limit to where you can abracadabra is, but it's still an interesting concept. Outside of the Middle Realm, though, magic is allowed even in the cities. Traveling in the land of Nehrim can be done in a few different ways. Your feet will probably see a lot of use throughout the game, but if you're feeling brave tonight, perhaps you could mount a donkey and pretend it's a magnificent steed. The fast travel system of Oblivion has been removed and is replaced with magic spells, which remind me a lot of the system in place in Morrowind. That is, there are a set number of places to which you can teleport. That is, if you have a teleportation stone, which is consumed by the spell. Stones which are expensive and rare. I'd recommend for you to install a mod which does away with the stone requirement, since that turns the system into a good compromise instead of an irritating one. And we really do like good compromises around here. Would have been nice though if there been some more information about the classes and races in-game. For my first outing I opted to play as a half Eterna, since they had bonuses to the magic related attributes. Apparently that meant that I'm a half demon, half gypsy who everyone hates, and who eats babies! At least that's what everyone says when they meet me in-game. Thanks a lot, jerks. Nehrim does have a very interesting and professionally crafted main campaign, though it does feel a bit like the real Elder Scrolls games in that it's a lot more fun to just run around acting like a prick and exploring, doing side quests and gathering loot. I think it's the polish that does the shine, that's just what Nehrim is, polished. Until you fall through the ground into a blue screen of death, that is. Surely everyone has noticed by now that this video is a bit choppy at times. It's not due to bad compression. It's not because your web browser finally decided it's had enough, and it's not because your computer sucks, though it probably does. It's because the game actually is choppy. I tried it on 4 different computers, and even though far more modern games run perfectly fine, Nehrim insists to flow like a river of bricks. I'd wager it's because Nehrim simply suffers from being made in a buggy and messy engine, and at the heart of it being an amateur project, though it's arguably the coolest amateur project I've ever seen. The game also crashes often and happily. It's hard to whine too much to the developers about this, but it still kind of sucks. So save religiously and don't get too annoyed, and for Christ's sake, turn off depth of field. That one gave my computer too many aneurysms to count. And have fun. Do whatever you like. Faff about, explore, get new stuff, get to new interesting people. Then murder them and take their stuff. That's what the Elder Scrolls is all about, and that's what Nehrim is all about. The bugs be damned, it's an amazing project and a great RPG. Check it out immediately. This has been your host, Daniel Vasen, signing off and wishing you a pleasant evening filled with games, XP and tons of great loot.